Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for episode 5 of Reacher Season 1. We're going to go and hop into this episode, guys. So if you want to see the full length reaction, check it out over on Patreon or if you Marvel's channel, gets you access as well. It is a watch-along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up with the time codes of reaction the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover here on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on what movies to react to each month. We got monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage to try to make it worth your while. So you're to support the channel, but guys, at the end of the day, I'd really appreciate it if you enjoy this reaction. At least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if not already, because it really does go a long way with helping these videos out. Huge shout out to the team over at Prepper for helping me edit down these highlights for you guys here on YouTube. And with that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 5. No apologies. Here we go.
We shouldn't have left her. Just lying dead there.
Wow.
The only way to make Molly Beth's death mean something is by catching whoever killed her. We can't do that if we're shot dead by crooked cops or rotting away in jail with her murder pinned on us.
He's got a point.
Pull over.
I'm sorry, what?
What the hell are we doing?
Long story, be right back.
Oh no, no. Oh.
What's he doing to you? Collar's cutting him.
Okay. I mean, the dog's alive. I was worried it wasn't going to be the case.
Doesn't deserve this.
Told you to stay off my property.
Yes. Fuck this guy. Put it on him. Put it on him.
Let's see how you like it. Let's go, boy.
Aww. I think we should have given that chain a little tug, though.
Take the dog to a no-kill shelter, then drop me off at Hubble's. Last car they gave me is full of bullet holes. Need a new one.
Okay, we'll see you at the station house parking lot.
That'll do.
Oh, whoa. Nice. What was with that hood ornament switching out? Is that a thing? I've never seen that before. Like one that retracts and then switches out? He's checking on the cattle. He's not letting it go. Because guess what? It's gonna be important. There you go. Oh, wow. What the fuck? Who the hell? Deliver some justice, man.
And that's what he gets for failing my ass in English lit. Look, it's the war criminal. You know, you and my friend Emmett here, you actually got something in common. Both play college football. According to your records, you played one game for Army.
They kicked me off.
What for?
Being too violent.
I
really want to know what kind of man enjoys intimidating a woman half his size. A woman who, by the way, is beyond intimidation. I think I know what kind of guy you are. You're the kind of guy that knows things. You knew I'd come after you when I saw what you did to Roscoe. You knew I'd see your truck right outside. And you knew I'd come in here and cause a problem that would most likely get me in trouble. But know what you don't know?
What's that?
What it feels like when I hit you. Because if you did, you never would have picked up that paint can.
I can't wait for this kid to get his, man.
Now let me tell you something about Roscoe Conklin. That little cock tease.
Ooh!
Good night, bro. I drop you, KJ.
Son, put it down.
Listen to daddy.
I saw the whole thing. Junior and the boys were just minding their own business when this guy came in and started tearing up the place.
Oh, fuck you.
Roscoe, take Reacher outside.
See you soon, Junior.
I mean, I get from his perspective, I guess that is true. He did just waltz in while they were having a good old time, drag up a chair and start some shit.
So it's down to Grace's files.
I told you, he didn't leave anything behind.
Actually, he did. Not files. But he left you as Desert Eagle.
Like a year before he died.
People thinking about normally give away their prized possessions right before they lives, not a full year prior.
Oh. Well, look at that.
Was there any kind of file cabinet or lockbox in Gray's house when he died?
No.
So Joe and him probably were working up this case for like the last year or so, and he knew if something was going to happen, it was going to happen. Here's our files.
Who buys 116 cattle? You buy a lot. 20, 50, 100?
Your point.
I don't know. It's a hell of a lot of animal
feed.
Just under the number where he'd be subject to state inspectors coming on his land, checking out his operation.
What operation? He has cows and a herd that is not that big. Let it rest.
You know it was big?
If you say the amount of animal feed I ever see anything off with Kleiner or suspect anything, if they're ever put on a jury or even questioned, Kleiner has already bought their loyalty with the Kleiner family.
So Kleiner owns Margrave and his citizens.
Yep.
We need direct proof linking counterfeit cash to Kleiner, and we don't have it.
All the places to do this. Why Margrave? There are dying towns all over.
It's perfectly located for distribution. The old state route arterial systems cross right through here. Shipping fake cash from here, Kleiner's trucks can avoid federal interstates for most of the trip, literally staying off the radar of cops with a much bigger presence on.
Wow.
So then he has a police chief murdered? Tries to take out another cop, then he goes after the Secret Service agent's civilian brother? I mean, that seems like a major overcorrection.
Maybe his kid trying to impress daddy.
Bottom line, I don't care why they want to do it. You and the FBI can figure all that out after the people that killed Joe are dead.
I'm not going.
You and your brother are both getting your haircuts, putting on your Sunday best, and watching yourselves over there. Our family is not a democracy. You have no vote and no say.
I have no excuse for my actions. I hope you can forgive me.
Your turn, Reacher.
I'm sorry, the left side of his face doesn't look like the right.
Get fucked. Wow. Yeah, it's probably backfired real hard on his dad like that, though. Stepdad, whichever.
You want to save your town, avenge Gray, good. Harness that. Bad people should get what's coming to them. No apologies.
The JW on your brother's punch list was an EPA investigator named Jimmy Dupree Wilkes.
Was.
Gunned down in his home. Murder weapon was a small caliber 9mm subsonic. Workless don't use silencers. Most don't carry guns at all. The body was beaten like a piñata post-mortem. Don't see that every day.
No, you don't, but we've seen it.
What they did to my brother.
Shit. You're gonna kill a whole lot of people, aren't you?
Already started.
Made a FOIL request for his records. He was looking into toxic pollution levels in the Mississippi.
Source?
Wish I could tell you, but the first two chapters of Wilkes' report cover the extent of the pollution, and the third chapter, the one that deals with the source, is missing.
Great.
Yes.
These people are connected and stone cold killers. If something happens to you, it would be like losing two friends. You know, given your size.
No.
Let me ask you something.
He's gonna ask about the feed?
Order an 18-wheelers full of animals.
Yes.
When he doesn't need nearly that much. Do you see a connection with what we're looking into?
Not off the top of my head. Hell of a lot of animal feed, though.
That's what he said.
That's why I like you, Neely.
Am I interrupting?
No, I was just finishing up some more medical examining.
Smooth.
Instead of hitting his head on something, could something have hit his head?
Resulting wound would, at least superficially, look the same, but truth be told, I never looked at the injury that way.
Can you?
Yeah. God damn it. Fucking enhance.
You pick up microlacerations, which can often show the shape of the object causing the injury. So if I zoom in a little more,
Enhance again.
kind of look like a diamond, doesn't it?
A diamond.
Damn right it does.
Oh, fucking Cane Boy, the mayor. Is that what we're talking about? Because he was polishing that shit before, right? He's always walking around with it too, and now he's in charge.
So, Clarin Chemical's been out of business for years, but there was a parent corporation.
Kleiner Industries.
Looks like Kleiner destroyed Chester and moved on to Margrave.
Interesting. Great. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Miss Conklin, you come to clean out your desk?
Son of a bitch! I know that old bastard killed Gray.
By now, Tail's calling for your arrest. And once you're in custody, they'll take you out like they tried to kill Reacher when they had him locked up.
What now?
This mess got a fed kill. It ain't worth our lives, too.
If it was worth my brother's life, it's sure as hell worth yours.
I promise I won't come after you. Yeah? What about him?
I don't give a shit about you.
You know what his mama called him, but he goes by the Viking.
The Viking.
No self-respecting stripper is gonna come to a table with two cops, this chick, and a pissed-off giant.
And a pissed off giant. Nice.
Come on.
Uh-oh. Oh. God damn.
The woman says she doesn't want to be touched. She doesn't want to be touched. You earned it.
I can see why they get along. Similar mindset, similar values.
Reacher, we've had a development. Roscoe used Teal's head as a punching bag.
Good.
Not good. Target on her back went neon.
Sorry, I just, I lost it.
No apologies, remember?
Picard just called, said that he's gonna lose his job if he doesn't find someone else to take care of Charlie and the kids, so I'm gonna take over.
What about the Tweed tornado?
Kick things up a notch. Grace files gonna have everything we need, right?
More like a Tweed
I'll
NATO.
go to the source after hours, see if I can get evidence that nails this
This is why they don't pay me to write things.
Cameras, remember?
Boy Scouts gonna do an illegal search?
Desperate times. Besides, it's not like I'm killing someone.
He'll come around.
How's it going over there?
Got a lead on a shooter who took out an EP agent digging into Kleiner.
I need you to promise me that you're not gonna take out Teal without me.
When the time comes, I'll hold him while you hit him.
No.
Well,
It's a date.
bye, Reacher.
Bye, Roscoe.
You like her?
How'd you know Roscoe was a woman?
From how you said her name?
I said her name.
I know you didn't.
People behind this have reach. Maybe even into Memphis PD. We can't just walk right in.
Oh.
To torture my family. Draw your weapon. They showed me a video of them. Draw your weapon and fire. You don't have to do this. There's no need. You're gonna fire. You're gonna die. You don't have to do this. I'm so sorry. Wait, don't. I'm gonna open the door up. I'm gonna shoot you real quick. Right. I promise a clean shot. Fast Sten.
That ain't happening, man. You sealed your fate here. Oh no. Oh, I thought they were gonna split the concrete there for a second. Though this, I don't know what would be worse, to be honest.
I don't know that accent. That's all I know. Please.
An accent.
Please.
That doesn't help at all. What kind?
My friend and I are getting out of here. I can try and take you with us, but if I do, you're going to jail. And they'll kill you inside. And then they'll come for your family, and you know what they'll do to them. It's your call.
I know, Larry.
Oh. This way, at least his family might get to live. That's so twisted, man. But Reacher, at least he's like he knew he was nudging him, assuming that his values were stable enough to do what he just did. Knew that he was going to end himself here, but he was like, "Hey, listen, you can do whatever you need to do, but this is what's going to happen if you do this way. This is what's going to happen if you stay here."
Do me a favor and walk away.
From the guys who killed your brother and tried to kill us? Right.
It's not a request.
And you're my commanding officer.
I want to believe. Oh, love it.
See what I can find out about the Viking. I'll call you when I know more.
I want to know more about their story. Good thing this place doesn't have security cameras. Oh, whoa, what the fuck?
Guess you're not pulling all the strings, huh, Kleiner?
Great. Shit. I was thinking, we've been real honed in on him this whole time. Like, it's just like, part of me was just kind of like, I do kind of feel like, while I could buy into it completely, you know, given how things are going, part of me was just kind of like, we can't figure out the big fish so soon. You know, it's not like we haven't had stories like that and stuff, you know, where we know exactly who we need to take down. It's just about the how do we do that. But there was this always something in the back of my mind wondering if this was going to be one of those stories. And honestly, I kind of let that go. I'd say I let that go by the third or fourth episode, where I was like, all right, I guess this is just exposing Kleiner. And we're going to have some twists and turns along that way. But fucking hey, not now. Dude had his neck flayed open. What in the world? So yeah, so they're running a whole counterfeit operation where the government kind of got involved. There's a blockade on shipment on the East Coast that is cutting off their ability to sell to the people who would be the ones buying their currency, at least in the bulk that they would want to be pushing. And Kleiner's got a history of doing similar things in other towns and moving on to the next location, leaving that last one in ruin, basically destroying that river completely and its viability at all, and just kind of moving on to Margrave, and now just doing this other thing. And we all know there's got to be, like, it keeps coming up. It's no way it's a running joke. I mean, it very much is a running joke right now, but there's no way in the end it's just going to be this gag about the feed. The cattle is important. We know that they were building some other facilities off there, so either they're moving the money in this feed, they're moving chemicals in these feed bags, or it's cement, because we did see that they were building some stuff that was off the wall, and they saw that there were construction things going on with the same crew hulking around bags of concrete. To mask maybe the size of their operation, they're disguising some of it as feed, and like they said, it's just under the amount that they would have to report it as like a commercial livestock farm thing, or whatever the deal was there. So it's enough to not provoke too much suspicion, but just enough to not have the federal eyes coming in and prying into their livestock and checking into their imports and the stuff like that with the feed, what they're feeding them and all that kind of shit. So they're not muddying the waters too much there. So it's definitely coming back to it, man. And I like that I like that we got to spend time with him and his little protege, because it does seem like, you know, she calls him boss. So some of those techniques as she busted out on that guy heckling that stripper, as she learned from him as well. I like their dynamic a lot. They very much, and maybe it's because, you know, she learned what she did from him. That's why he trusts her to dig into things in any kind of fashion that would live up to his expectations by this point. But it's really fun seeing their dynamic and the way they think, and how that's kind of rubbed off on one another in this kind of way. The way she could read him and pick up these little things, like by discerning that Roscoe is a woman based on clearly just how he said the name. But at the same time, she knows him so well, she could read everything that he's doing. And they have the same core values. The moment she saw somebody like getting bullied around, they both sat up, and he sat back and let that go and like let her deliver that justice. It was a great little moment, and especially as they're like following their own leads down this path. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. But the way things are escalating right now, tensions are getting very high, you know. Their range of movement in Margrave is getting smaller and smaller by the day, at least within any legal bounds. I mean, hell, Roscoe's removed from the force now after everything, and then has now even learned that, and again, it irks me because this isn't how that works, you know. I'm sure maybe this has to do with when this book was written. That's my best guess, this whole enhanced thing. It does kind of mildly irk me that a show like this grounded still kind of utilized that little Hollywood trope. But it got her enough of what she needed to figure out that Chief Gray was murdered. he was not taken out by his own hand, and it was made to look that way. And I like that Reacher helped kind of guide her down that path as well. And it's like, why did he leave you this thing a year in advance? Usually if that's his most valuable possession, people don't do that a year in advance of them committing the act. It's like there had to have been a reason. He was definitely setting up things going on. So like, how do we, was it said, I forget at this point, how long Joe has been working on this case? He knew about Gray's files. He knew about what he had been working on. So it makes me wonder if he's been, you know, after Gray was murdered, he was the last one still trying to bring them in and reel them in. And maybe they were working together and they were just kind of being clipped off, you know, because he knew about the files. It's just so wild, like how far this extends. And I like that the way things are escalating right now and the seriousness of that. It's nice to see Finlay have to kind of adjust and adapt to working loosely with the law, because right now there's no real lawful way they can play this game, and sometimes that is the case. And I like that they're playing that out. You know, and this whole little interaction with Kleiner's son. What if it's the fucking son? You know, he's the one player we've seen frequently throughout the show so far that has just kind of had his nose in everything. And maybe this all happened because maybe there's a power struggle within the group, within Kleiner. Maybe he didn't like his father, the way he talked to him about that. Maybe he's trying to usurp the company at this point. I don't know. Maybe there's some other thing going on, but I can't imagine with 3 episodes left to go, we're just going to pull out some random big bad we haven't seen before. There's no way the mastermind is the mayor of this town, especially considering it's this corporation that has come in and kind of bought everybody's loyalty. He wouldn't have been along for that ride for a while. I mean, he's of this town. His family founded this town. So, like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I just don't see them pulling off a new face that we've not been introduced for this person, like, up until this point in just the last 3 episodes. I mean, it's not unheard of, but, like, right now I'm eyeballing the son as my prime suspect, just based on what we've seen so far. He's the only recurring character that's had any amount of screen time that has had his hands in all this stuff. He was able to get Reacher's files. He was able to do all this other shit as well. And he seems just way too calm, given everything that's going on. And I feel like maybe that's hubris is going to catch him off guard. Killing his dad is just a weird play if that is the case, though. I don't understand where that's going to go, because that feels like that would, I mean, while deter suspicion from the family, I guess, as the ones pulling the strings, so they said, I'm not sure exactly where that would lead otherwise. Again, unless there's a bigger fish, because we do know that based on their operation, they do feed into a larger, like, organism that expands well beyond this region and even this country. We know there's deep connected ties with the these South American organizations as well that are tied into whoever they're feeding off of, sending this counterfeit money to, that they're hiring in as their muscle as well. There's a lot of other things going on, and we still have the professors up in the air that we haven't, you know, really been able to track down and figure out how all of those different things are connected. And the feed, we don't know the feed necessarily yet, but I'm loving the show, man. It's just keeping me entertained. I love the snarky, dark, twisted humor of it all. Everybody's got a real strong, solid chemistry with one another, and it just allows their interplay to be so much fun to watch. The dialogue itself is really engaging and quippy, and I love all that. It makes me wonder if, like, this has, like, been adjusted at all for the screenplay, or if, like, this is actually how the characters are with one another, even in the book. I'm very curious about that. It's definitely steering me in that direction and maybe want to check out the book this season is based on. You know, season 2 is coming out, and I saw that this has already been greenlit for a 3rd season as well. And it seems like they're following the tradition. Each season will be a book. And I don't know if it's going to be, like, if this is like an anthology thing. I don't want to know yet. I'll figure it out when we get to it. But I don't know if this is like a new adventure, new story. I imagine, obviously, I don't think it's going to be one, like, continuous thing. I imagine each book would probably reside around, like, an individual case. I don't know if there's any crossover characters or any through lines. So I don't know if we'll see Roscoe or Finlay in season 2 or 3 or anything like that, or whatever. I don't know if he was just like hobo up and move on to the next town and step in some more shit. That's what I imagine it's like, at least, but which would be sad. It'll be a little heartbreaking to see if that is the case. I know I'm jumping the gun here. We still got a few more episodes to go of the season. I'm just thinking ahead right now, but it's just kind of creeped into my mind because when I was doing because I recorded these a couple days in advance before the first episode's going to pop up on the channel. So I was getting all the little like cast names and stuff like that to fill out my description for the first episode, and that's when I saw at the header that they had been greenlit for a 3rd season. So it started making me wonder about how the structuring goes, because it did say on the little thing blurb that I read that season 2 is centering on, I forget the name of the book, but it's not the Killing Floor. So like it is a separate book, which is what I suspected. But anyway, we'll figure it out when we get to it, and we'll address it when we get to it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you. So sound off the comments and let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking of before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Mandy Share, Ryan Karen, York Korscott, Melito, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey Hale, Jake Cantrell, Eric Official, Amy Becca, Casey Wood, Scythe, and JoJo. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. That's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.